Have you ever walked into someone's home and felt an immediate sense of peace? No laundry draped over the chairs, no stacks of mail on the counter, just stillness and a visual sense of order. Most of us think these people are simply lucky or have too much time. But psychology tells us that a clean house is rarely about luck. It is a physical manifestation of a specific psychological blueprint. Today, we're peeling back the wallpaper to look at the clean house persona. Why are some brains literally wired to crave an organized environment? Is it a sign of a high-functioning mind or a hidden anxiety? Let's look at the psychology of people who keep their house clean. It starts with a concept called the internal locus of control. This is the belief that you have power over your immediate life. While you can't control the economy, you can control your kitchen sink. For many, cleaning isn't a chore. It is a vital coping mechanism. The outside world is loud, unpredictable, and often chaotic. A clean home acts as a psychological fortress against that chaos. UCLA research linked high cortisol levels to women in cluttered homes. Clutter signals to the brain that there is unfinished business. Clean people silence that signal by maintaining a clear space. For them, a tidy room is a signal that everything is under control. There is also a neurochemical reward for tidying up. Every time you hang up a coat, your brain gets a microdose of dopamine. While others seek dopamine on phones, clean people get it through their environment. This creates a positive feedback loop. Clean house, happy brain. Then there is the Zeigarnik Effect to consider. Our brains remember uncompleted tasks much better than completed ones. A pile of dirty dishes is essentially a mental loading icon that never stops. By cleaning, you close those mental loops and free up bandwidth. This is why clean people often seem more focused and productive. Their environment isn't constantly screaming for their attention. In personality psychology, the biggest predictor is conscientiousness. These individuals are naturally organized, disciplined, and forward-thinking. They see the world in terms of future consequences for their actions. They think, if I don't do this now, my future self will suffer. By cleaning now, they are literally practicing self-parenting. They protect their future peace by sacrificing their present effort. But there is another side to this trait, neuroticism. Some people clean because they are trying to manage deep internal anxiety. For them, a single shoe out of place feels like a personal failure. Cleaning becomes a way to soothe a nervous system that feels out of sync. In the US, our homes are seen as an extension of who we are. We use our space for impression management to show our worth. A clean house says, I am competent. I have my life together. In the age of social media, this has turned into aesthetic psychology. We are pressured to curate Instagram-ready homes at all times. But when your self-worth is tied to your floor, you become a hostage. If life happens and the house gets messy, your identity feels threatened. Is it possible to be too clean? Psychology says yes. When the need for order hurts your relationships, it may be OCPD. This is when the environment becomes more important than the people in it. True mental health is found in psychological flexibility. The healthiest people prefer a clean home but can tolerate a messy one. They understand that the house serves them, not the other way around. Your home is ultimately a physical map of your current mind. If you want to change your internal state, start with your coffee table. By clearing your space, you tell your brain that you are in charge. So, do you clean to feel powerful? Or do you clean because you're anxious? Let me know your cleaning personality in the comments below. Subscribe to join our community as we explore the hidden side of the mind. Remember, clear your space, clear your mind. Thanks for watching.